like we did on Saturday for the Veterans Day Parade is so important for our community as we continue to grieve, as we begin to heal and start moving forward with strength as an entire community. Today on Veterans Day, I want to once again recognize the incredible service of so many throughout our community and our entire country. I want to thank those like Captain Wartenberger, who was one of the pilots of UPS Flight 2976. Thank the veterans who continue to serve here at home in a new way. My 400 colleagues who are veterans that work with us in Louisville Metro government in so many different areas, from first responders to others. Thank you all so much. Everyone in Louisville is grateful to your service on Veterans Day and every day. At Metro government, it's our duty to provide our community with incredibly high services. My philosophy is that we need to serve our community and provide a level of products and services at the same level of excellence that people expect from everywhere where they spend their hard-earned money. They are investing their taxpayers in our city government. Expectations are high, and they should be. Accountability is high, and it should be. So when it comes to how we manage our budget, we have to deliver. And I'm incredibly proud that over the past several years as mayor, we have been financially responsible. That we have been financially responsible with your tax dollars, and we've been able to reinvest in our community and make incredible progress. Back in April, I proposed a new budget for our city that focused on our priorities, that sped up our progress, and improved our performance. We were able to be incredibly ambitious with this year's budget, thanks to, at the time, what was a projected $50 million budget surplus. In my few years as mayor, we've made over $40 million in investment income in just my first 2 years in office. That's 4 times more than the city earned in the previous decade combined, just from how we managed our money. That is just one bit of this important financial responsibility that we take so seriously. And the good financial news for our city government keeps coming. Just a few weeks ago, the 2 big credit rating agencies, Fitch and Moody's, gave us their ratings. Fitch gave us a AAA rating for Louisville Metro government, and Moody's AA1. Put simply, Louisville Metro government is in a very good financial place. We have strong financial standing. Now, I know when we discuss surplus funds and investment income and bond ratings, it can sound a bit abstract. So let me be clear about what this means. This means that we can make updates to our parks, to our swimming pools, to libraries for our children and families, that we can have safer roads, new cutting-edge technology, resources, and facilities for our first responders, more police officers, more paramedics, and so much more. This means a safer Louisville, a more vibrant Louisville, without raising taxes, without using unsustainable funding models that others have used. We can do all of this because we're using our resources wisely and being careful about how we manage every one of your taxpayer dollars. So now we've closed the books. Our fiscal year in the city ends on June 30th. And with a $1 billion+ enterprise, it takes a couple of months to finalize the books for the previous fiscal year. And I'm proud to report today that thanks once again to our strong financial management, we have nearly $10 million in additional surplus funds that we can invest back into our city. Additionally, there's about $7 million of previously unallocated funds that are available to be reallocated because the original projects are not moving forward. So in total, there's about $17 million that we have to reinvest in our community. In the budget that passed over the summer, there were some specific items that were designated to receive funding in this event, in the case that we had a mid-year adjustment with a surplus. And once those funds are allocated, we still have a significant opportunity with the money that is left to speed up our efforts to comprehensively improve safety, housing, and the quality of life in every single neighborhood. Again, we have the opportunity once again to improve safety, housing, and the quality of life across our entire city. So that is what we're going to do. We have been working collaboratively over the past several weeks with the leadership of the Budget Committee and Metro Council. And I want to give a big thanks to Budget Chair Councilman Kevin Kramer and Budget Vice Chair Councilman Marcus Winkler for their collaboration and work together to put forth a proposal that I'll be telling you about right now to reinvest these dollars in our city, in public safety, in housing, and enhancing the quality of life for our community. Let's start with public safety, our top priority. In Louisville, we're proud and fortunate to have what I believe are the best first responders in the entire country. Their work was just on full display for the world to see last week in one of our greatest times of need. The feedback that I've been hearing about our first responders from our federal partners, from people all across the country, has been so amazing. And I'm incredibly proud to call each of them my colleagues at Louisville Metro government. They stepped up once again during this time of crisis and prevented an even bigger disaster from happening. We're going to take these learnings just as we do every time. And every time there's an opportunity to keep supporting our first responders with resources, facilities, equipment, technology, so that they can perform their jobs even better, we will take that opportunity. And this is one of those moments. And that's why the first thing that we're proposing to use with these additional surplus funds is to invest in our public safety, to improve our public safety and invest in our first responders. Investments like much needed resources in our infrastructure for our emergency management services. This means the tools and equipment and infrastructure that they use to communicate amongst the agencies, whether it's a disaster like we just saw last week, or whether it's a daily emergency that our teams are communicating on, improving their communications infrastructure, their radios. This means we have the opportunity to purchase a new fire truck for Louisville Fire to help them improve their aging equipment. More resources to help the sheriff's office and other agencies with their recruiting efforts so that we can have more public officials, more first responders, more police officers on the streets working to prevent violent crime from happening. It also gives us the opportunity to invest in community spaces that will help prevent crime from happening in the first place. So we have the opportunity here to invest in a new community violence intervention site in East Russell, which was the location of where our recent school bus shooting occurred. We know that kids are there every morning and every afternoon, and we have seen tremendous progress with our community violence intervention site, reducing shootings and homicides significantly in targeted neighborhoods. We want to add this neighborhood as well so we can continue to ensure that our kids can play safely outside. This gives us the opportunity to expand and improve the Newburgh Community Center and continue to improve our parks, which we are always doing. And with these funds, we're going to invest in increased lighting, parks maintenance, and new facilities, including funding to begin work at the Sun Valley Pool in Southwest Louisville. We have 4 public pools across our city. We have the great new Algonquin pool that opened last summer. We're opening up next season the Cam Taylor Park pool, which is going to be equally as amazing. And now we're turning our attention to Sun Valley. Give Southwest Louisville another world-class experience in their park at Sun Valley Park. That'll leave one left in Fairdale, and we will get to that one as well in due course. These surplus funds also give us the ability to improve safety on our streets. And that means we're going to invest in updated snow removal equipment as we continue to improve our response to winter weather. As we've just seen over the past couple days, snow is going to be here before any of us want it to be. We need to be ready, and we need to take the learnings of the last snow season with the historic snowfall that we had to ensure that we continue to keep our roads safe for the public when snow happens. A safer community also means a community where every person has a safe, quality, affordable place to call home. So I'm proposing that we keep investing in our housing and support services. This means more money for our down payment assistance program to give more Louisvillians support to buy a new home. More money for our rental assistance program to help those who are renting and in need. And funds for our newly announced permanent supportive housing initiative for those who are homeless or at risk of becoming homeless. We'll also provide more support for our own Louisville Metro government team that connects people who are living on the streets with the support and services they need. This opportunity of this mid-year budget adjustment also give us the ability to support a new health clinic at Americana and another one at PRP High School that'll be run by the Family Health Center. It also gives us the opportunity to continue to support Dare to Care, proposing $250,000 to Dare to Care. So many in our community continue to grapple with going hungry, even once the federal government reopens. We have seen before the government shutdown that we have so many in need in our community, that food insecurity is growing in our community, and we need to be there to support them. And we'll do that with this investment and another in community ministries. We'll also support the Louisville Orchestra as they begin to collaborate with the Louisville Ballet and more. In short, to summarize it, we're going to continue investing in Louisville, continue investing in our city to make it safer, stronger, and healthier in every neighborhood, from every possible angle that we can think of, doing everything we can with the financial resources that we have available. It's all laid out in my Safe Louisville plan, and it's being made possible because of our strong financial management of your tax dollars. We've made a lot of progress, and there's a lot of exciting work ahead of us. This is going to be another big step forward. We know there is a lot more work to do. And with this mid-year budget adjustment, it will allow us to get even closer to those shared goals that we all have. I again want to thank Councilman Kramer, Councilman Winkler, for their collaboration on this proposal that we've put forth to Metro Council now for their consideration over the coming weeks, which we hope they will pass and give us these investment resources to continue to move our city forward. And I'll take questions about that when we get to questions in a moment. But I want to conclude on a fun note, another opportunity to bring this community together. Liz, if you'll come up and join me as well. We want to end, again, as we talked about, we had last Saturday the Veterans Day Parade. And coming up, we have another celebration for our community, one of the biggest and most beloved annual events in Louisville, and that's Light Up Louisville, powered by LG&E. Great chance to come together as a community, to support one another, to have some fun during these tough times. We're going to kick off the holiday season on the first Saturday in November. We all talk about the first Saturday in May. Well, Light Up Louisville is the first Saturday in November. Sorry, I keep saying November. I mean December. I'm sorry. Let me rewind that. The first Saturday in December. That's what Light Up Louisville is. It's Saturday, December 6th at Jefferson Square Park, right across the street here from 3 to 9 p.m. Admission is free for everyone. And it's the official kickoff to the holiday season across our entire city. We want families to come downtown to enjoy this winter wonderland. And this year's celebration will be bigger than ever before. It's going to feature traditional, beloved traditions like the Lots of Lights Parade, which begins at 6 p.m. And it's going to close with an amazing finale. Those of you who joined us last year got a sneak peek at this projection light show and drone show that we had right here on Metro Hall. Of course, there'll be a visit from Santa Claus and others to kick off the holiday season, and live entertainment all around with 2 stages throughout the event. There'll be opportunities to shop at local boutiques, the delicious food at Frosty's Food Court, and of course, we'll have some holiday cocktails at the North Pole Bar. The free family activities include photos with Santa and friends inside Santa's house, train rides along Jefferson Street, and lots more holiday activities, including face painting, and write letters to our veterans and thank them, sponsored by Humana, and so much more. It's a great another event to showcase our community spirit and to come together in community spirit during this time. Admission is free, and downtown Louisville will be incredibly vibrant. I want to thank all of our city employees and volunteers who helped make this fantastic event possible. And I also want to thank all of our Light Up Louisville sponsors: LG&E, Ford, McCain, AT&T, iHeart, 840 WHAS, 100.5 FM, 98.9 KISS FM, Humana, Centerwell, WLKY, Louisville Downtown Partnership, and Outfront Media. And now, our largest sponsor for Light Up Louisville, powered by LG&E, is LG&E itself. So I'd like to welcome Liz Pratt, who's the Senior Director of Communications and Corporate Responsibility for LG&E and KU Energy, to say a few words about this event. Thanks for joining us, Liz.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here on behalf of LG&E. And as the mayor said, Light Up Louisville is a unique festival, an annual tradition that we've been proud to sponsor for more than 20 years to help kick off the holiday season. The beautiful lights, the special guests from the North Pole, new attractions, as the mayor described, that are introduced each year during this free event draw thousands of families and guests from around our region to come see and what makes Louisville so special. We encourage everyone to come early and stick around to take in downtown, grab a bite to eat, and do some holiday shopping while you're here at the Downtown Holiday Market and nearby businesses. Special events like Light Up Louisville really showcase everything our city has to offer and why it's such a unique travel destination, from unique dining experiences to local shops, hotels, and more. And we look forward to celebrating with everyone at this year's Light Up Louisville and at the Lots of Lights Parade. And we're proud to continue shining a light on what makes Louisville so special and to play a small part in bringing people together for moments of joy, connection, and hope this holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Liz, to you and everyone with LG&E for your support of this event. And I can promise from last year's experience that Rachel and I had and seeing the community joy of coming together and the really uniqueness of the festivities and of the entertainment and of the videos that we show and project. It's unlike anything else that we have in our city, unlike anything else you can see really across the country. So I want to welcome, I know it's early, but people start planning their holiday planning early. We want to get ahead of this, and we think it's particularly appropriate when we're looking to find strength in community. This will be a great opportunity for our community to come together. Light Up Louisville, the first Saturday in December. I look forward to seeing the entire community there right here downtown. Thank you all very much, and I'm happy to take any questions from members of the media. Thanks, Liz. So the question was about with respect to the UPS plane crash, and are any of these funds being dedicated towards some of the equipment that was used or to replace in response to the cleanup and response to that crash? The answer is no, not for that. We expect to be fully reimbursed for any equipment that was permanently damaged or damaged significantly as a result of the response to the UPS crash. So we believe there'll be other funding to reimburse our fire department and other first responder agencies for that. And so we are investing really in catching up. Our city has gone far too long without investing in our fire department. In last year's budget, we provided some initial funding for the first new firehouse in 15 years. This is going to help get us a new fire engine, which is critically important. Some of the trucks that are on the road right now serving Louisville Fire are getting up there in age, and we're making it work. But we expect the best from our team. We need to invest in the best for them as well. From the city's perspective, we just want to be reimbursed under we're still sorting through ultimately who is going to provide that reimbursement. So I don't want to get ahead of that, but we're working with all parties involved right now, and that will take a little while to work out. But we expect to be fully reimbursed for those expenses and the damage that we incurred. So the question was about tomorrow marks 1 year from the Givaudan explosion, and what are the prospects and future for that site. Right now, Councilman Owen has introduced an ordinance at Metro Council to rezone that property so it cannot be used for the same industrial use that is historically been used for. I support Councilman Owen's resolution, and Givaudan still owns that property. Some cleanup continues, but I would love to see a different use for that site in the future. How is the neighborhood around the Givaudan explosion recovering? Again, I think after the Givaudan explosion, you saw our first responders at their best, working together in partnership to help those who were directly impacted and indirectly impacted by that tragic explosion. I was walking door to door with first responders to make sure that the homeowners had the resources that they needed, and that the company was there to support them, and that we were there for as long as necessary. So a lot of them have been able to make the repairs that are necessary, and we'll continue to provide support as long as it's needed. Yeah, so to clarify, there's about $9.5 million of the surplus. That's the nearly 10 million. And then there are two projects that are not moving forward. One is the city had previously allocated $8 million to Marion Elizabeth Hospital. That's U of L Health, Marion Elizabeth Hospital Birthing Center. And as you all might recall, they recently announced that they were not going to add deliveries to that birthing center. And so $5 million that had not yet been advanced to U of L Health is being reallocated. And the other was a couple of years ago, there was a roughly $2 million investment commitment to Family Health Center to renovate the Marine Hospital in the Portland neighborhood. And that project is not moving forward at the time. But as you heard me mention, we are proposing to invest in Americana, which is a family health center, and another health clinic at PRP High School, which will serve the community, which will also be operated at Family Health Center. There are also some funds, they're federal dollars called home funds, that's an acronym, and we're using those funds also to reallocate for rental assistance and for the down payment assistance that I mentioned. When making this proposal, we listen to a lot of people on Metro. We listen to Metro Council people. We listen to the community. We look at around what the highest priority needs are for Louisville Metro government, and that's what's been put forth here in collaboration with the Budget Committee Chair and Vice Chair of Metro Council. This is a reflection of that combined proposal today. So the question is about the timeline. As soon as possible. When it's projects like the Newburgh Community Center, the Sun Valley Pool, this will give us the ability to advance the design process to get the designs going. Those projects will need additional funding to be fully funded and completed, and I would expect that to happen beginning with next year's full budget. A fire truck takes a few years to get. We want to be able to have the funding so we can get that on order right away. But then there are some immediate needs like Dare to Care and community ministries that will get this money and be able to immediately put that money to work. There's the community violence intervention site in Russell that will immediately be able to get a program going right there in the Russell neighborhood to work to prevent violent crime. We'll be able to get more police officers and other law enforcement on the street quicker as a result of the investments and the recruiting efforts here that we're making. So it depends on the project, but we want this money to be used as quick as possible. And that's why when there are opportunities to reallocate funds for projects that are not moving forward, we're going to move quick to reallocate them. We are going to be good stewards of everyone's taxpayer dollars. Video mapping. There's going to be a video mapping show. We had drones last year, and this year we're doing this projection show that lights up the whole facade of Metro Hall in an absolutely amazing way, ways that really are unimaginable in a fun way. It's going to be a great experience for the whole family. The question was about recognizing the victims of the UPS plane crash. We're waiting for the victims to be formally identified. And then we will be having conversations with the families. We want to, of course, respect their wishes. And so we've had some initial conversations with groups that are interested in that. Spoke yesterday to one of the UPS pilots who had a conversation about that. But we want to wait before victims are identified before we're involved in the planning of anything. The question was about, has anyone from UPS headquarters been in Louisville? The answer is yes. I will let them give specifics. I don't want to disclose that information, but I've met with UPS executives that are based here and elsewhere last week. And I know that others are coming to town as well, but I will let UPS provide you with that information. That's theirs to provide. Okay, hit me. Oh, that's how I was going to end. I have not placed any wagers. I've been pretty focused on other things this past week. And so really it was just this morning that I started thinking about tonight's basketball game. But notwithstanding the color of my suit today, let me be very clear. Go Cards. Any other questions? Thank you all very much. Have a good day.